I'm just going on what the Lord showed me, which was the Kundalini serpent, and that it's a nanoswarm, an artificial spirit, and that it links in through the spine, up into the brain, the base of the brain, and it's nano-possession. It's, the people in the New Age movement who are caught up in the witchcraft covens, they think they're having an awakening when they are absolutely receiving the serpent. They are being possessed by the AI. It's the nano neural lace, and they know it. They've always known it. All these pagan religions know it. That's why you see all of these graphics where it's the big pharma caduceus, right? The medical community caduceus with the serpents. And like we've warned over and over and over, the caduceus is an ancient pagan symbol. It is the staff of Hermes. And Hermes is the fallen angel who is in charge of leading souls to hell, leading souls to the underworld. That's a true story. Look it up. Hermes, the staff of Hermes, is the big pharma caduceus. And this biopython they've created is the nanoneural lace, the Kundalini serpent.
With the advent of nanotechnology, concepts related to the Internet of Things, such as the Internet of Nanothings. And then if I'm one of the folks who knows absolutely nothing, like I'm looking at this going, well, what's the big deal? So it says IEEE. What does that, why do I care? Well, the IEEE, then I hope, this is the shortest way I can show people this, I hope then you're curious enough to be like, well, who are these people? What is this IEEE thing? So you go to IEEE.org and you find out, whoa, they have memberships. They have communities. It's a huge community worldwide for engineers. That's what I would hope that you would do, whoever you are, if you're one of these folks that you've never heard of any of this before. And I would hope that you're curious enough to be consistent, find out the name of the organization. And then whoever it is that's in your sphere that keeps bothering you, saying, you need to know about all this. Well, then I would hope that you would say, well, what is a bio-nano things interface? Why is this such a big deal? I got my vaccine. Well, if you did, then you have little robots crawling inside of you, or biosensors too, or everybody happens to. And then I hope the next set of query would be, wait a minute, they're not really going to turn people into stuff. Well, I would say, with the fact that they have lied about everything except what they're doing to change the climate. They're very open about shutting off the sun and having plastic or robot insects instead of real ones. And they're very serious about changing out real cows and to synthetically bioengineered cows that no longer use their stomachs the same way. If I were you, I would start asking questions about the human side of all that. If we're going to change out the cows and the air and the water and literally everything in our biosphere, why would we leave humans out? We didn't. Then I would be asking, what's a digital twin and how does that work again? Because there are people out there called synergists, and they're the ones you need to talk to. They've put in the time. They actually care. It might have started out as curiosity, where they're like, what are you talking about, lady? But then eventually they realized, they got a convergence plan. Yeah, they do. Check it out. It's right in front of you right now. It's called a biodigital convergence. You won't be biological anymore. But see, this is just a timeline. It makes it kind of hard to see the plan. Let me see if I can grab you a different paper here that might make the whole plan here a lot more obvious. You ready? Here we go. This is a biological system in what looks to be number 191 here. Am I right about that? Is it a 5A and 5B entity? It says biological system number 5 right here. Okay, that's you as a biological being. Here's you after you've been augmented from the inside out with the Internet of bio-nano things. For example, you're no longer biological. Now you're a little more synthetic, because that's what happens when we interface a human with synthetic bioengineering biology. Then eventually you become a robot. And this is where you will all turn to me and go, "You're crazy." And I'll say, "I'm so sorry, but you must not know about microfluidics and what we've done inside of your neurons."
Let me break in for just a second. Now do you see why I showed you all the names of Elon Musk's children who were created in a laboratory and pointed out that they all have robot names and model number names, just exactly like the patent she just showed you for the different steps of assimilation into synthetic biology and the nano neural lace into the artificial intelligence. I know it's sick. Again, normalcy bias. Everyone's like, "Oh no, they're just eccentric. That's why they have these names that sound like model numbers." And then you see the patents and you're like, "Dear Lord in heaven, there's something wrong with these people." And I use that term people loosely.
Not only with carbon nanotubes, but with microfluidics, your tubules in your brain that process all those neural nets. They're little tubes. And we beam steer through those little tubes, no different than we beam steer through the little molecules called atoms in the atmosphere. And slowly but surely, that's your digitwin on the right-hand side. That's a biocomputing device inside of a big, huge data center database somewhere that follows you in the air molecules around your head, everywhere you go, all day long. That's your digital twin. That's what makes the little square AI pin so smart. That's what makes your smart home so smart. It's what makes your smart fridge so smart. Oh, yeah. So this is the new way of the future. Agentic AI, AGI, AI smart healthcare, AI smart cities. Yeah. And you're hearing about it everywhere. Like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Everyone should be doing it, right? Have you found your conference yet to go get augmented so that we can all be augmented humans going forward? Because human augmentation is the dawn of a new paradigm. And as I pointed out numerous times, they're not changing their mind. This document is from the United Nations goals. The gut microbiome is number 3 for science and technology, which you then come right back here and go, "Oh my word, are you serious?" "Oh, I am very serious." And then I tried really hard to explain to people, you do realize the first pacemaker was implanted in the 50s? Nope. So what we have is a lot of different perceptron perception. Oh, Sabrina, what are you getting into now? I probably shouldn't, but I've mentioned the word a few times, so I will do it this way. I just don't want to overwhelm you. In machine learning, the perceptron. Hi, I know your least favorite person right now. It's me again, the disabled human. In machine learning, the perceptron is an algorithm for supervised learning, a binary. Yeah, they turn all of our electrical signals from our heart beating to our respiration to our digestion into a binary signal. They sure do. And then they watch that with air molecules that are not just air. They have little molecules additional to them. And we call that the wireless of the internet. We use it with our cell phones. But when we use it with our own bones, everybody loses their mind and pretends all of the sudden, you know, the smart fridge has a little chip in it that can communicate to the wireless, the same wireless as your phone. And you all know that because you've been buying it that way. You go to Best Buy, you buy a fridge, you can put an app on your phone for power savings for the fridge for what, like 8 years or more? Okay. But then you sit there and pretend that a perceptron, which is machine learning, that's AI in wireless sensor networks, 802.15.5.